Okay, so let me go ahead and we're going to go slowly. So today it is enero 5 2022. So it says distance from P to line L, okay? So if I'm here at P and I want to go to line L, I'm going to go straight across, right? So the way I want to tackle this problem is probably going to be this point here, wouldn't you think? But to make sure, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the slope of line L. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Because if they're perpendicular, to be exactly perpendicular, I've got to make sure that the slopes are opposite. Okay, just as an example, if you write this down, it might be there. I don't think so. I really think it's there. It might be there. That looks pretty close, doesn't it? I don't think so. It's probably this point right here, but the way I'm going to prove it is by getting the slope of this one and making the opposite slope so I can walk it over this one, okay? It gets really difficult if it doesn't get to a single point. We're not in difficult math. We're in algebra 1, okay? So, I know the slope of line L is up 3 over 1. Right? Up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, okay? So then the slope from here has to be negative 1/3. Has to be. All right, so first find the slope of L, then second, change it to perpendicular slope. Okay. So in this case, my slope was 3 over 1, and my perpendicular slope would be negative 1 over 3. Okay. And then the third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from P. The line I'm going to draw from P is going to use that slope. It's going to use that slope. So I'm going to draw a line from P. I'm going to start at P. Yeah, down 1 over 3, down 1 over 3, and there it is. So it does intersect. Well, I proved it does, doesn't it? What down 1 over 3. What if it doesn't, right? Intersecting that point. We're not going to do those problems. They were too hard for us. Suppose we do an algebra 2, okay? Great question. I can show you how, but you probably don't want to know. Okay. We'll wait till algebra 2.
What?
We'll wait till algebra 2.
Sure.
Okay, we want to keep it easy in here. Okay, this is only an algebra 1 class, right? You guys agree with that? Mm-hmm. So let me draw my line, okay? So I'm going to draw my line in. Down 1 over 3. Right? And I know it's perpendicular, so I'm going to put the little box in there. I know it's perpendicular because of the opposite slopes, right? So then the fourth thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my distance formula, or Pythagoras Theorem. Right, Artie? And Pythagoras Theorem is easier, so I think I'd prefer to use Pythagoras Theorem. You guys okay on Pythagoras Theorem instead? It's actually easier. So Pythagoras Theorem, I'll write that down, or my Pythagorean theorem, which you guys just call it a squared plus b squared equals c squared, which is okay. I don't care if you call it Or you guys like a squared plus b squared equals c squared, okay? And I'll let you catch up because there's a really important thing I want to put down about that. So the key to the Pythagoras theorem is you have to have a right triangle. This does not work unless you have a right triangle. Well, this line in blue would be the diagonal or the hypotenuse of a right triangle. So I can kind of make, there's two ways to draw it. It's certainly up to you. But I think the easiest right triangle, watch my fingers. Right. You see the right triangle? You see the right triangle right there? So I'm going to draw that in so you can see the right triangle. It's just easier than using the distance function, okay? That's kind of bulky. So I'm going to make a right triangle in here. And now I can count the sides because it's on graph paper. This side is a length of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a length of 6. So finally, to finish this up, let's call it Artie's method. Artie, the famous mathematician, huh? We're going to go a squared, or 2 squared, plus b squared, which is 6 squared, equals c squared. How's that? 4 plus 36 equals c squared. 40 equals c squared. And we're going to undo the c squared by doing its opposite. So we square root it. Square root. So I'm going to square root this side to get c by itself and square root the 40. So I've got c is equal to the square root of 40. And I'm going to use my calculator. I'm going to go square root of 40. Your phone will do square roots, but my calculators are probably easier to use, and I can answer about 6.32. What do you think? Okay. So we need to do some of these, and we have time. We've got about 20 minutes in class. Here's your assignment. 294, 1 through 8 all. It's out of your journal. And then we've got plenty of time to get this